Construction companies that build these things do not take on the risk of that. They just take thank you, yep, good, 10% is our profit margin, and off we go, and it's other people that then get to wear any problems. With the metro side, and this is a very controversial area, but because there is the private sector involved in metro construction, I think that's been one of the reasons why that taking that network over and operating it successfully. But the way this city functions is utterly dependent on that heavy rail network, and the CBD would not function if that wasn't in place, because over 50% of the workforce get there. So the government has to keep supporting that. So it's a very difficult situation. Yes, transport does cost a lot of money. If you don't gut your public service and you have competent technical people in your agencies, you stand a much better chance of making it work and running more cost effective.
Thank you.
I'm just going to go with the community angle here about the too late comment that you made. Yeah. We are in the consultation phase at the moment, not the consolation phase. So till the 9th of November, we have an opportunity as a community to feedback. I think we've been very slow on the uptake to understand these projects. I think we have an opportunity now, but we're really behind the 8 ball. It'll take everyone in this room to tell 20 people that, to get across Willoughby and areas that just don't understand yet what's happening. And part of that was because there has been very poor consultation in our area. Even now, there's no RMS public consultation in Cammeray. In the scoping documents, Narrabin's mentioned once when it's copying a lot of the impacts. So we actually probably don't exercise our community muscles very much. We're shy to do that in this area, but we're a democracy, and actually there's nothing wrong with giving feedback. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with saying to Gladys Berejiklian, we're really unhappy about this. Like, this is really too much risk for our community to bear, but we need everyone's voices to come together to do that, not just one or two or the few people.
We do have a representative of Gladys's office here tonight.
Yes, well, I have to say on that, Jenny and I are actually meeting with Gladys Berejiklian, and I might be a little altruistic, but I have faith that she will begin to listen more and more to the community as we actually become aware of the risks and communicate those. And I think we've got an opportunity to have a good conversation with her on Friday and explore some of that. But, it does take, the communities in Mossman have been very vocal about this. Communities way up the Northern Beaches have been very vocal. Our communities really hasn't been, and I think it's our turn by the 9th of November to be vocal in the lovely, polite way we are, but to still be vocal and pin, post and petition. And they're all part of our democratic rights. It's not an insult to a politician for us to give feedback.
I just had a comment. I just think these days it seems a lot of these projects escape the kind of scrutiny that we're hearing tonight. Perhaps because journalism isn't as strong as it once was. And Wendy, you're actually my journalism professor at university. But what I'm wondering is why Four Corners? Why there's not scope? The wealth of materials you're sitting on,
I think
with the scope of naughtiness, fiscal responsibility, lack of business case, community impacts, footage you've got, why we're not doing a bit more shock and awe? Because I think it would be embarrassment that might stop a project like this, as well as very nice little pins on maps and everything else. So Wendy, I'm passing that to you.
I was listening to journalists. I found it really, really very disappointing. And I'm old enough to remember the National Times, which I worked on, and I wrote a story last week for a thing called City Hub, where I just went through. Gladys Berejiklian actually said that the Sydney Gateway was never part of WestConnect. She said it. She said it on the record, and I just went through and found all the documents and put them out there, and actually quite a few people have read that story, but I mean, it's nothing, it's like a drop in the ocean. This would have once been done by the Sydney Morning Herald. They would have been all over it. Now, you know, Paulina's done a lot of work, and actually thanks to that, you know, in the Herald also, there's Jake Sorwick, a good journalist. They do a story, but they don't follow it up. They don't chase it. And this is like such a lack in this whole situation that you have to struggle for those stories. 7:30 has done virtually nothing. They did a story on asbestos in WestConnex, and only today I found out that the very company that they were looking at then, asbestos has been found there again. Yeah, but they should be onto that. Now I'm actually going to ring them and tell them that. Four Corners, I think it's that for Four Corners now they want a Royal Commission, they want something really big. And what I've been told by people there is that, you know, they've got to feel it's a winner. Now that's not kind of good enough either. I know that's putting it a little bit too clunkily. I wouldn't quote them on that. But yeah, there is a story here. It's a story about the influences behind the scenes, about Transurban, about how the documents don't add up, you know, you can easily put together
from all this money?
Who gets to benefit? I mean, that'd be like, you can track through Tony Shepherd from Transurban, he ends up on the WestConnex Delivery Authority. It's all there. It's a great, you know, it's a bigger topic. What's her name? Sorry. Sarah, yeah, hi Sarah. I couldn't see you from here, but yes, this is why community meetings such as this and the enormous amount of work you've done. I think like you've done a great presentation tonight. The community, and this is why we're doing the citizen science monitoring as well. This community sort of needs to take control, and we do now have the communication tools to do it ourselves. Now, I don't think it replaces the media. I'm very disappointed with Radio National Breakfast Show. This is the biggest transport infrastructure project in Australia. RM Breakfast has not done the story at all. And I think it is really helpful to ring up the ABC and say, sorry, you're meant to be our ABC. Why aren't you doing these stories? Why don't you come and do a story in Cammeray? And I think they have to be shamed into it.
Isn't there a parliamentary inquiry or something?
There is into WestConnex.
I was about to say into WestConnex, but we've actually done submissions into that as well. And I think the public forums for that is going to happen in October, and that will gain a certain amount of media attention. We're going to close the night there. I'm very sorry to keep you so late, but it's wonderful that you're also interested and want to keep asking questions. We will send out some information after this so you can follow up links, and we really encourage you to do that yourselves. I'm just going to hand back to Jenny now, and you can have two microphones.
Oh, that's working. Well, just on behalf of both the PNCs, I'd like to thank all the panel and all the speakers. They've done a fabulous job. And Larissa for pulling all this together. The amount of work behind the scenes over the last few months has been phenomenal. And I found it very valuable, and hope everyone else here has as well. But it's all very well to listen and discuss, but we need to go out there and action. So petitions and pinpoints on maps, and what was the other P?
Emailing.
Post. Emailing. Okay.
Right to Gladys.
Yeah, right to Gladys. The stopthetunnels.org makes it really easy to send them letters. You can change them, I'm pretty sure, while you're in there. And just get the word out, talk to your community, talk to people with your links, everyone you know, and just make people understand what this is going to mean for our community. So, thank you for coming.
Jenny, we've got a couple of